It's day 7 of the Diddy trial, and Diddy's former personal assistant, David James, is giving his cross-examination testimony against Diddy. Looks like Diddy's team is dropping that he might be a co-conspirator that ended up taking a deal to snitch on Diddy. Diddy's lawyer starts out by saying, "You didn't tell this all the first time. They told me to stop, to not say anything that would incriminate me. Look at the notes from your interview, read it to yourself, and then look up at me." Okay. How do you recognize Suge Knight? I listened to hip-hop. Were you drinking or smoking? No, sir. Your mind was clear? As clear as it could be, working 20 hours a week at 4 a.m. D-Rock opens the door. Suge Knight is a few cars over. Window open. D-Rock says, "I'm Biggie's boy," and then Suge recognizes him and gives him a dab. What's a dab? A handshake. Did you leave D-Rock at the diner? Why are you smiling? Cause that's a crazy question. Why would I? Didn't you leave D-Rock at that diner? That makes no sense. I'm not asking you what makes sense. I'm asking you, did you? No. You say you saw Cassie and Mr. Combs. Yes, Mr. Combs told me to drive. You don't know where Mr. Combs got the weapons, do you? I didn't know we had weapons until then. Have you ever been in a situation like that? No. You didn't say, "I don't want to drive to Suge Knight with weapons." No. What exactly did you do before you got this job? I was a door-to-door salesman, then a personal assistant. Now you were going with weapons to confront someone? It was not ideal. You knew how to get to Mel's Diner, right? I frequent there all the time. You've seen weapons before, right? No. This is a radical departure from your job description. Is that an understatement? It is the understatement of the day so far. Do you have immunity? Ask my lawyer. I have some kind of an offer agreement. Proffer? And a proffer agreement is you snitch and you don't get jail time. You didn't tell anyone about this? Only my wife. Did you meet with the government this morning? Yes, briefly, about what might come up during cross. Did the Mel Diner incident come up? Not that I recall. It's this morning. What did you talk about? Your style. And then people in the courtroom start to laugh, and Diddy's lawyer said, "I'm dying to ask what they said, but I won't. I have a few more mundane questions for you." I love mundane questions. Where did you travel with Mr. Combs? Ibiza, London, St. Tropez. Were these vacations business-oriented? What were you hired as? A personal liaison, but I was the personal assistant. He met with a high-level roster of people, right? Second understatement of the day. He met with a who's who. It's important that he be prepared for these meetings, right? Yes. It was important that he be on time. No, we'd change meetings to fit the schedule all the time. When he didn't want to show up at a certain time. He had security because people wanted to touch him, right? Yes, in the airport, in McDonald's. Was he gracious? I don't think gracious is a word I'd use for Sean Combs. This man is sassy. Did he sign autographs? No. You said he'd stay in the studio until 3 or 4 a.m. Would you stay with him? Yes, it was common. What sorts of things would he always want to have with him? Ketchup, for example. Did you know that he puts applesauce on cheeseburgers? No, but I knew he likes applesauce. He liked Astroglide, condoms, and baby oil, but you didn't expense it through the business? Usually not. I was told he didn't want to run them through the company. He didn't want a record of them. When you bought the 8-ball on St. Tropez, you didn't tell Mr. Combs, did you? He was asleep. Tell me about your relationship with Roger Bonds. We talked about Bad Boy as a family. What do you mean? Mama Combs called me her son many times. What was the mission? To make sure that Diddy was happy. Was it fun? I enjoyed it from time to time. What was your relationship with Chef Jordan? Professional. Did you choke her? No. Tell me what happened. We were on Star Island, and she told me where to take him. I grabbed her 2 wrists and said, "Stay in your effing lane." Was there a fallout? It was reported to corporate. Mr. Combs called me in. Mr. Combs told me, "You can't be putting your hands on women." He told me to give her a gift. I rolled up some green and gave it to her. Did she like it? It appeared she did. You were in the car with Mr. Combs and who? Chris Lighty. You had taken some E? I'd party, sure. What were things like in the studio? Did you use substances? Yes, it was creative environment. I didn't smoke when working with Mr. Combs. But he caught you smoking once? I thought he was in for the light. I lit up. He came out. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "If you're man enough to smoke, you're man enough to tell me." I said, "Okay, I'm smoking." He said if I did it again, he'd fire me. How about when you picked up 2 prosta and had physical relationships with one? The government yelled, "Objection," and the judge said, "Overruled." She asked for $200. I called Roger Bond and asked, "What the hell?" She asked to take a shower. I said, "That's $200. And Diddy's lawyer says, on that note, no further questions. The government then asked, what about the incident in Alpine, New Jersey? To file a police report and say that Chef Jordan had been the aggressor, but I didn't file it. I drove around and told him I made the report. What have we asked you to do? Tell the truth. Nothing further." And then it goes back to Diddy's lawyer again, who said, "You lied to Mr. Combs about filing a police report?" "Yes. Nothing further." This is the end of David James' full testimony against Diddy. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.